Following his inauguration, President Trump brought back his special soda button. During his last presidency from 2017 to 2021, President Trump used the valet button on his desk to order Diet Coke whenever he wanted.
A towering stack of burgers, fish sandwiches, and a thick chocolate shake wasn't just about taste, it was about control and power. One president refused change, demanding the same fast food every single time. No risks, no surprises. And then there was the soda. 12 Diet Cokes a day, a ritual as unbreakable as his policies. Tune in to discover how this obsession with fast food became a symbol of his leadership. The meal that defined a presidency. Every leader has their favorite eats. Some go for fresh and healthy, others love good old comfort food, and then there are the ones with food habits that make people do a double take. What they chow down on isn't just about filling their stomachs, it's a peek into who they are, where they come from, and what keeps them going. Some meals even get famous, forever linked to the person who loved them. But there was one meal that stood out, one that turned into a signature order, and it changed everything. It wasn't just a dish. It was a statement, a symbol, a secret whispered through history. But this meal was more than food. It was a message, a mystery, a turning point waiting to be uncovered. Familiar is always better, right? Some presidents preferred fancy plates with all the details in place, while others kept it simple. One particular president had strong opinions about his food. He wasn't about experimenting. If he liked it once, he'd eat it again and again. Fast food became his best bet. Why? Because it's always the same. No unexpected flavors, no weird ingredients, just a burger built exactly like the last one. That kind of reliability, he loved it. Picture a big tray stacked high. 2 massive burgers, 2 fish sandwiches, and a thick chocolate shake. That wasn't just a random pick, it was the go-to, the comfort food that kept him going through the craziness of running a country. Whether he was riding in the back of a limo or sitting at his big desk in the Oval Office, this meal stayed the same. Same taste, same feeling, same everything. It wasn't just about loving burgers, it was about knowing exactly what was on the plate. No surprises, no stress. And drinks? That was a whole other story. While some presidents sipped on fine wines or espresso, this guy kept it simple. Diet soda, lots of it. Not just a can here and there, but way more than that. Reports say he downed a full dozen cans every single day. It became part of his daily routine. Meetings, diet soda, late-night calls, diet soda, signing major decisions. Yep, still diet soda. The sound of a fresh can popping open was just part of the job. Alcohol? Not for him. It wasn't just a personal choice, it was a promise. His older brother had a tough battle with alcohol and he saw how bad it could get. So he made a decision early on, never drink, and he stuck to it. While other presidents toasted with champagne or sipped on aged whiskey, he grabbed a cold can of Diet Coke. It was his drink of choice, always nearby, always available. At home, things looked different. His personal cravings leaned toward greasy, cheesy, classic American eats, but his wife had a different vibe. She came from a background where food was about balance, fresh ingredients, and lighter meals. She wasn't about fast food, she was about real food. Their dinner table was a mix of both worlds. Some nights it was grilled fish with fresh greens, other nights it was a straight-up feast of burgers and fries. Their kid got the best of both styles. Some meals were all about health, others were just for the joy of eating. No strict rules, just a little of everything. White House meals aren't just about quick bites and personal favorites. Official dinners tell their own stories. These gatherings are about more than just feeding guests, they're about making statements. From the food choices to the way dishes are served, everything is planned down to the smallest detail. Some presidents took pride in serving up extravagant multi-course meals, where every bite felt like a piece of history. Others preferred simpler affairs, keeping the focus on warm hospitality rather than overwhelming flavors. For state dinners, chefs crafted menus designed to impress. Elegant cuts of meat, perfectly plated seafood, delicate pastries, all meant to highlight the best of American cuisine while honoring visiting guests. Every dish had a purpose, every ingredient carefully chosen. Even small details like where ingredients were sourced mattered. Some presidents made sure that all produce came from local farms, while others wanted a mix of influences to reflect the diversity of the country. Desserts were often a highlight of these events. From towering cakes to delicate tarts, sweet treats were more than just after-dinner indulgences. One president had a particular fondness for ice cream, requesting it frequently at events.
The Trump family's dining habits. Donald's relationship with food isn't limited to his own preferences. It extends to the entire Trump family, reflecting a dynamic mix of individual tastes and luxurious dining experiences. Meals with the Trump family balance the everyday and the opulent, often embodying the distinct personalities of those sitting at the table. Central to their dining habits is Melania, who brings an entirely different philosophy to the table. As the matriarch of the family, she encourages a clean, wholesome approach to eating that is especially evident in how she raised their son, Barron.
ET's flashing back to a nearly 3-year-old Barron Trump at Mom Melania's charity event in 2009.
Her emphasis on organic ingredients and fresh, Mediterranean-inspired dishes stands in marked contrast to Donald's love for fast food, creating a dynamic between indulgence and health consciousness in their shared meals. Melania's Slovenian roots are also reflected in the family's dining traditions. She has introduced dishes like potica, a traditional nut roll that has become a holiday staple for the family. Melania's taste for lighter, healthier fare doesn't just influence her husband and Barron, it sets a tone for family dining that emphasizes balance. At times, this has even extended to White House events, where healthier alternatives to typical dishes were subtly woven into menus during her tenure as First Lady. Despite these healthier influences, Donald's tastes are still the centerpiece of family meals, especially during gatherings at their iconic properties like Mar-a-Lago. Known as the Winter White House, Mar-a-Lago is a culinary hotspot for the Trump family, where their dining preferences take on a distinctly luxurious twist.
We have pizzas, we have 300 hamburgers, many French fries.
Signature items on the menu often include gourmet takes on classic dishes. High-quality burgers, lobster, and decadent desserts reflect the opulence associated with the Trump brand. While these meals are luxurious, they maintain an approachable sense of tradition, spotlighting Donald's preference for familiar flavors dressed up with premium ingredients. For the younger Trump generation, especially Barron, there's a blend of these influences. While he's said to enjoy his mother's European-inspired cooking, he also shares a taste for the kind of comfort food his father champions. Simple meals like pasta dishes, hamburgers, and pizza are regular features of his diet, showcasing how the family adapts a sense of indulgence to suit all members. Family meals have always been a cornerstone of the Trump household. Despite their high-profile schedules, Donald and Melania make a point of gathering for dinner, a habit that persisted even during Donald's presidency. These moments of togetherness underscore the importance they place on family connections. They often use meals as a time to bond and share ideas. Food for them isn't just sustenance. It's a platform for family unity and tradition. At formal family celebrations, this combination of tastes becomes even more apparent. Whether hosting events at their sprawling properties or celebrating milestones within the family, the meals they serve reflect both their personalities and a desire to create memorable experiences. Melania's touch often ensures that lighter European dishes are included, while Donald's preferences ensure the presence of hearty, indulgent staples. In the Trump household, food isn't just about indulgence or health, it's about balance, luxury, and tradition. Meals are carefully tailored to reflect their lifestyle, combining simplicity with sophistication and personal tastes with the grandeur of their image. For a family as prominent as the Trumps, every aspect of dining, from the everyday to holiday feasts, reflects their unique approach to life. And while everyday meals showcase this careful balance, the real spotlight falls on special occasions, where the Trumps' culinary preferences take center stage, representing not just a family, but an era. Holiday and special occasion dining in the Trump household. While Donald's everyday meals revolve around fast food and comfort classics, the Trump family pulls out all the stops when it comes to holiday feasts and special occasions. In true Trump fashion, these events are larger-than-life affairs, combining a love for tradition with their signature brand of opulence. Whether it's Thanksgiving, Christmas at Mar-a-Lago, or a state dinner at the White House, these occasions highlight the family's taste for extravagant dining experiences that leave a lasting impression. Take Thanksgiving, for example. When Donald and his family gather for the holiday, the table is adorned with a mix of traditional dishes and luxurious twists. Turkey, of course, is the centerpiece, but it's often complemented by high-end sides, such as truffle-infused mashed potatoes or lobster bisque. Melania's influence is evident in the spread, ensuring that the meal also includes lighter, European-inspired options alongside the American staples. Desserts like pumpkin pie share space with more refined options, such as pastries and cakes inspired by Melania's Slovenian heritage. Christmas at Mar-a-Lago takes the indulgence a step further. The sprawling estate transforms into a festive paradise, complete with extravagant meals to match. From lavish seafood towers to perfectly cooked prime rib, the holiday menu reflects a level of decadence only the Trumps can deliver. Donald's preference for hearty, familiar dishes ensures there's always something approachable, even amidst the luxury. At the same time, Melania's emphasis on style and presentation guarantees that even the simplest items, such as bread rolls, arrive at the table in a way that feels sophisticated and festive. Beyond family-centered holidays, Donald's presidency brought an array of state dinners and official celebrations, where the menu held even more symbolic importance. These events reflected a balance between showcasing American culinary traditions and honoring the guests of the evening. During Donald's administration, menus often highlighted his preference for substantial, straightforward meals. Think steak and potatoes, but elevated with premium ingredients and flawless execution. These events were an opportunity for the Trump family to demonstrate not only their hospitality, but also their ability to elevate ordinary dishes into a spectacle befitting the occasion. Even for less formal occasions, the Trumps don't shy away from making dining an experience. Birthdays, family anniversaries, or business celebrations at one of their properties often feature elaborate multi-course meals, where guests are treated to both the comfort of classic recipes and the luxury of gourmet touches. A lobster tail may follow a Caesar salad, while the dessert course might include both rich chocolate cake and delicate pastries. These celebrations emphasize Donald's belief in excess, with the menu often reflecting his larger-than-life approach to both business and pleasure. For the Trump family, food during special occasions is a way to make a statement. Each meal is made to leave an impression, blending the family's American roots with their global influence and Melania's European sophistication. Whether it's a patriotic-themed spread for Independence Day or a refined Thanksgiving dinner, their meals are both symbolic and sumptuous. These holiday and special occasion meals are a microcosm of the Trump ethos, balancing tradition with grandeur, personal taste with public spectacle. And yet, among all these celebrations, one meal outshines them all in both prestige and complexity. This meal is a moment where Donald's favorite flavors and values intersect with the historic weight of the occasion, resulting in a culinary experience as memorable as the moment itself. But we will get to that in just a moment, because we have to see what other presidential families used to have for their special day. The inaugural luncheon. Throughout U.S. history, Inauguration Day has served as a momentous occasion, celebrating the peaceful transition of power. As part of the day's ceremonies, the inaugural meal holds a special place, offering not only nourishment, but also symbolic meaning. Over the centuries, The food served at these events has evolved, reflecting both changing culinary trends and the personal tastes of the incoming presidents. From simple gatherings to lavish luncheons, the Inauguration Day meal has grown into a carefully orchestrated event steeped in history and tradition. The tradition of the inaugural luncheon dates back to 1897, during the inauguration of President William McKinley. Organized by the Joint Congressional Committee on Inaugural Ceremonies, this formal gathering was established to mark the transition of power with a dignified meal shared between the new administration, congressional leaders, and honored guests. Held after the swearing-in ceremony, the luncheon provides an intimate setting for celebration amidst the pomp and grandeur of Inauguration Day. Its role transcends mere hospitality, serving as a symbolic gesture of unity, stability, and collaboration between branches of government during this significant moment in U.S. history. Over the decades, the structure of the inaugural luncheon has become increasingly defined, with a typical menu featuring 3 elegant courses. Each meal is thoughtfully curated to reflect regional flavors, seasonal ingredients, and often a nod to the personal tastes or backgrounds of the incoming president. The first course is typically a seafood dish, chosen for its elegance and versatility. From hearty crab cakes to delicate lobster preparations, the appetizer sets the tone for the meal, combining sophistication with accessibility. The main course usually features a hearty meat entree, such as beef, lamb, or chicken, paired with complementary vegetables and sauces. This dish often embodies the themes of prosperity and tradition, highlighting classic American cuisine elevated to a ceremonial level. Finally, dessert brings a sweet and often symbolic close to the meal. Ice cream is a recurring favorite, frequently incorporated into refined desserts like terrines or cakes, offering a touch of indulgence and nostalgia. Historical Inauguration Day menus often reflect the era, as well as the unique personalities of the presidents they honored. One notable example is the 1961 inaugural luncheon for President John F. Kennedy. Representing his Massachusetts roots, the meal featured New England boiled stuffed lobster with drawn butter and deviled crab meat imperial. These dishes celebrated John's connection to his home state while showcasing the seafood traditions of the northeastern United States. The menu not only honored his heritage, but also emphasized the importance of regionalism in inaugural meals, a practice that remains significant to this day. Another memorable menu came in 1981 for Ronald Reagan's first inauguration. Hailing from California, Ronald's meal included a fresh California garden salad, highlighting his deep connection to the state he once governed. This lighter, refreshing dish reflected the agricultural abundance of California and symbolized Ronald's affinity for his home state. Paired with hearty courses, the meal demonstrated how inaugural luncheon menus could intertwine personal identity with national pride. Each luncheon tells a unique story, reflecting the broader historical context and individual character of the administration it welcomes. As the years have passed, these meals have not only grown in complexity and elegance, but also in their symbolic importance. They encapsulate the administration's ethos, often showcasing regional specialties and thematic nods to values such as unity and prosperity. From Kennedy's lobster to Ronald's garden salad, these meals weave a story that goes beyond their ingredients, standing as an emblem of the values of each presidency and the shared hope for a prosperous future. Today, the inaugural luncheon remains one of the most meaningful traditions on Inauguration Day. While its menu continues to evolve, embracing contemporary culinary influences and techniques, its heart remains rooted in its original purpose, celebrating continuity, honoring the peaceful transfer of power, and bringing people together around a shared table. What Donald Trump and his family eat on Inauguration Day. As you can see, Inauguration Day is not only one of the most important ceremonial events for the President of the United States, but also a showcase for tradition, grandeur, and symbolism. For Donald and his family, the day offers a unique opportunity to step away from their usual dining habits and embrace a meal that represents the gravitas of the moment. So here's what the president and his family typically eat at Inauguration Day. During Donald's first inauguration in 2017, the inaugural luncheon showcased a menu reflecting American culinary traditions. The meal commenced with Maine lobster and Gulf shrimp, accompanied by a saffron sauce and peanut crumble, paired with a J. Law 2013 Arroyo Vista Chardonnay. The main course featured Seven Hills Angus beef in a dark chocolate and juniper juice, served alongside potato gratin and complemented by a Napa Valley Cabernet Sauvignon. Dessert included a chocolate soufflé with cherry vanilla ice cream, accompanied by Corbel California champagne. For his second inauguration in 2025, the luncheon menu paid subtle homage to key political figures. The event began with a Chesapeake crab cake served with a Veritas Vineyards Chardonnay, nodding to Vice President Kamala Harris's connections. The main course consisted of an Angus ribeye steak paired with a California Cabernet Sauvignon, reflecting Harris's home state. Dessert featured a Minnesota apple icebox terrine, honoring former running mate Tim Walz, served with sparkling Corbel wine. But what truly makes an inaugural luncheon unique isn't just the refined courses. It's the inclusion of one particularly curious or surprising dish that often sparks conversation. For Donald's inaugural meal, this appears to come in the form of a deconstructed wedge salad, served with a warm blue cheese dressing and candied pecans. At first glance, it seems like a relatively straightforward dish, but it stands out on the table for its unusual approach. Unlike a traditional wedge salad that's simple and straightforward, this reimagined version featured roasted lettuce, a preparation not commonly associated with this classic dish. It is a subtle nod to both innovation and tradition, surprising many guests with its creative twist at both events. These strange additions to the table often serve a greater purpose, breaking the mold of expectations while still staying within the realm of familiarity. For Donald, this deconstructed salad was both a conversation starter and a gentle way to weave some culinary curiosity into a meal otherwise rooted in time-honored dishes. Of course, family dynamics also played a role in the menu planning. While Donald's personal preferences leaned towards simplicity, Melania had a hand in introducing balance with touches of sophistication and health-conscious elements. Her influence, seen in the lighter appetizer and the incorporation of fresh, high-quality ingredients, ensured the meal appealed not only to Donald, but also to the diverse group of dignitaries and family members at the luncheon. The inaugural luncheon ultimately balances tradition, identity, and occasional surprises, embodying the complexity of the new administration while paying homage to America's culinary roots. While Donald's everyday food choices might gravitate toward McDonald's and diet soda, his inaugural meal represents something deeper, a moment to embrace the weight of the presidency and share that symbolism with the country through a carefully curated menu. What do you think about their food choices? Let us know in the comments.